Welcome to lesson 2, class 2 of the course in receiving. So now you're feeling expert. You have gone back in time and you've brought back memories and you've been feeling them. And this will have caused you to start feeling a little bit more in your present moment as well of what things are actually doing to you, whether you feel good or feel bad. Now this is an essential part. This is like training that you've been doing in the first week. Not really clearing anything that much, but this week we're really going to start clearing this stuff out. Yoda said, "Named must your fear be, before banish it you can." And who knew that Yoda was a healer? But that's so true. You must name your fears and name your feelings to be able to be free of them. And so that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to name it. And so I've got a few exercises for you to do to be able to do that. And so first of all, I want you to name all of the feelings that you have around receiving and write them all down. So I want you to make a list of all these things, all the stuff that you were doing last week. I want you to write it all down, all the feelings that you've had from not receiving, and really delve into it. You don't want any of it to be left unfelt or unwritten down. And so, don't just go for one feeling. Really explore it and write all of the aspects down around it. You might want to write details of the situation down too. Just get as much as you can. All of the stuff that doesn't feel good, get it out on that paper. So that's the first one. First list, name all of the feelings around not receiving and write them down. Second list, name all of your fears around receiving and write those down. So the fears that you have of receiving from people now, or the fears that you've had from receiving from people before in the past, or fears that you have of receiving from the government, or fears that you have of receiving from the bank, or fears that you have of receiving from any kind of institution, fears that you have of receiving a lot of money. What are they? Put all of these fears down, because it's all about receiving, whether it's receiving love, whether it's receiving help. You might have fears about receiving help. You might feel that you need to reciprocate. It might make you feel guilty. So write all of these feelings down. Really explore what your fears are around receiving. That's your second list. Third list, name all of the times that you haven't received and the feelings that you had around them. Now, I know a lot of this is repeating it, but we want to get every aspect of it. We're talking to your subconscious at the moment, and we're trying to get your subconscious to let go of its hold, its strong hold on everything. And so just naming it in different ways, phrasing it in different ways, will bring more of this stuff out of you. So name all the times that you haven't received and the feelings that you had from that. Fourth list, name all of the times that you received and then you felt bad about it. So you might not have felt bad immediately, you might have felt bad later. You might feel bad now about something that you received 10, 20 years ago. So name all the things, all the times that you've received and then felt bad about it afterwards. Could be that you felt bad about it straight away, but I want you to put all of those things down too, the situations and the feelings that you got from it. Now, as you're doing this, you've got these lists. So I don't want you to do all of the lists and then do this exercise to release it. I want you to be doing this exercise while you're doing these lists immediately. So this is the exercise. You go and look in a mirror and look into your eyes into a mirror with your list in front of you, and you want to take one of the things, and for the one thing, the first thing that's on there, you say, "For this," and then repeat it all, looking in your eyes in the mirror. And I want you to say, "I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you." Now those statements, I'm going to explain them all in detail so that you really understand what's going on in this release process. But those statements are either directed at the person or the institution or whatever it was that you did or didn't receive from, or towards yourself if it was you that was stopping yourself from receiving, or you that felt bad about it afterwards, felt bad about something that was completely okay in the first place. So let me explain what these statements are, and you get all of this in the handout. Don't worry, you don't need to remember it, or the names of those lists, what you need to write down, and this release process as well. You get it all in the handouts. And so this process is a forgiveness process, and it's called Ho'oponopono, and it's from Hawaii. And The reason that we say, I'm sorry, first of all, is our reality, everything that we experience is a reflection of what's inside of ourselves. The reality that we have around us isn't as fixed as we think it might be. It's not such a physical reality. We only have access to things that are a match to us. And so if you're a really happy person, you'll think that the rest of the world is really happy. If you're kind of a balanced person, negative and positive, then you'll see the world as you're seeing it at the moment. If you're a really negative person, you'll see that the world is just a terrible place, and you won't ever see any good things going on. And you'll see this happening in people's lives. This is why miserable people that complain a lot have a lot to complain about. A lot of things go wrong for them. And why happy people that are really positive and are grateful for everything and in a really good mood all the time, that's why a lot of good things happen to them. And so we are actually creating what we experience around us. And that means when you're not receiving from someone, they are only showing you what they can show you because of your energy. So for example, if you feel, if you've got such a lack of self-worth that you don't believe that you deserve to receive anything, then nobody can give you anything. As much as they'd want to, nobody can give you anything. Because they cannot resonate with that. It's just against the laws of the universe. They can't do that. They're going to respond to your energy. And so you're saying, I'm sorry, not to take blame, but to take responsibility for it. It's like saying, I'm sorry that I brought that bad thing out in you because of the way that I was vibrating. I'm sorry that I brought you not being able to give to me because I wouldn't allow myself to receive. I'm sorry for having a negative focus within me and bringing out that negative part of you. And so that's what the I'm sorry is for. Because that might be hard to say at first, that you're sorry for something when it seems like you've been the victim and that someone else did it to you. But that's the reason that you're saying it. Don't worry if you don't completely feel it straight away. But if you're new to this, it can be really hard to take responsibility. But the more you do it, the more you'll notice actually it is your responsibility. Especially after this course, you'll notice it because your life's going to change completely. Your experience is going to change completely. And those people around you won't have changed at all. It's you that's changed after this. So say it and it'll get easier and easier and you'll start to understand it more and more because it'll tune you into that way of looking at the world. So I am sorry because you're taking responsibility for it. Please forgive me, again, because you're taking responsibility for it and because you've brought out a negative part in that person or that institution or from the universe itself. You've seen a reflection of you that you didn't like so much. And so please forgive me for that. I love you. Just because we're all in this together, we're all learning and we're all making mistakes and pretty much all of us are making the same mistakes as well. And we're all connected to each other and when you look from a spiritual level, from a higher self point of view, we do all love each other and we're all the same, we're all one. And so you've got to be compassionate, not just for yourself, but for everyone that's on this planet struggling and trying to learn and trying to grow and create what we want in our lives. It's hard work. And so I love you to anyone that's involved in that situation that you're talking about at the moment. And then thank you. The thank you is because every challenge in life is an opportunity for growth. And that's what you're here for on this planet, is to grow. It's to learn and grow and create what you want in life and have fun. And so anything negative, any challenge is always a gift. It's a gift of self-growth. And so you're saying thank you at the end for the opportunity of releasing this. A good reason to do that and to have that view of life is that we're all here to grow. As I said, we're all here to learn and grow. And you might have noticed that some people that don't have very many challenges in life don't really do very much, don't really have much joy in life either. But the people that have had the biggest challenges are the ones that do the most in the world, the ones that seem to receive the most. And that's because every challenge that we have has a corresponding gift. And so the more challenges you've set up in your life for yourself, the higher your potential, the higher your potential. If you just have a bland life where everything's kind of okay, then it's just going to kind of stay okay. When you've had things go wrong in your life, it gives you big motivation to change that, a big reason to change that. And it's from that you start to make the changes. You desire something better. And so it's a great reason to be grateful for any challenge that's come up, because it's giving you an opportunity for a big gift, for a big step up from it. And so I want you to go through and just start getting used to doing this process, because it's a really fast process and really easy. It's just whenever something comes up like that, and it doesn't need to be around this receiving or stuff that you've written down. When stuff comes up for you, just go to the mirror, because you're looking into your eyes to access your subconscious, because it's really your subconscious that we need to heal here. The subconscious is that saboteur. It's that part of the mind that really doesn't let things go. It's like a 6-year-old, our subconscious mind, constantly trying to protect us. Some people call it the ego as well, the subconscious, and it's constantly trying to protect us. And of course, it does a great job until we want to expand and grow. And as soon as we want to expand and grow, it holds us back. And so we need to talk to our subconscious and just calm it down. And so by talking to the subconscious and saying these things, I'm sorry for this situation, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, it calms the subconscious down. It doesn't have such of a hold on it. And so that's your homework for this week. Do those lists straight away. You might feel an aversion to this. You might also find that you get sick. You might start getting physical symptoms. This is something that the subconscious does. First of all, it's going to try and distract you in any way possible. You're going to want to check Facebook, have something to eat, or do anything but this. And that's your subconscious trying to protect you from it, trying to protect you from actually facing these things. And then its second line of defense, if that doesn't work, if you're going ahead with it anyway, is it's going to give you some kind of physical symptom like a headache. That's what my body does to me when I'm about to face something that's really, really powerful that needs healing within myself. My body gives me a headache, subconscious gives me a headache, and as if that's going to stop me, and I do it anyway, and the headache just disappears. If you face these things and just do it anyway, then those physical symptoms will actually disappear. Other people might get diarrhea or sickness or nausea or something like that. This is just the quick response, physical symptoms that the body can give you to try and stop you from doing this. And so ignore those and get on with it anyway. It's easy. Just do it in a mirror. It doesn't take much energy. You can do it even when you're sick. But what you'll find is your physical symptoms will disappear really quickly if you do it anyway. It's like the fear, the fear of bungee jumping. You have an intense fear, but at the moment that you take that, when you make the leap, that fear's gone in the instant that you do it. So when you take action, that's when the subconscious, the ego, stops trying to hold you back from that, and the feelings disappear straight away. And so the physical symptoms will disappear straight away as well if you do this. And so that's it for this week. Again, keep on adding to it all week, and you'll get more and more out of it. For memories that come up throughout the week, again, get to the mirror straight away and just talk through it. The reason they're speaking it and writing it down is because that's a form of expressing. And you might have noticed, if you've got something going around and around and around in your mind, if you write it down or tell somebody about it, it stops going around and around and around in your mind. And that's what we're doing here, is we're getting it out of our minds and onto paper or to someone else or in the mirror. And so use this technique, because it's really going to serve you well in life to be able to follow this process. And keep this video as well, because to refer back to my explanation of why you're sorry, why you want forgiveness for it, and why you love them, and why you're grateful for it, why you say thank you. And so I'll see you next week.